Hi, Rob here. Welcome to the IELTS Transformation Writing course. This lesson is all about the coherence. So coherence means, coherence is all about how ideas are organized within your essay. So we're looking at task 2 first because paragraphing is more important for task 2 than in task 1. It's all about, is your information or are your ideas logically organized? Are your paragraphs logically constructed, sequenced and organized? So this is about task response, and what we talked about with that is about getting ideas to answer the question. This is about putting the ideas in a logical order so that they can be easily understood. So let's have a look. 8 uses paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately. 7 presents a clear central topic within each paragraph. 6 uses paragraphing but not always logically. Then we've got the idea sequences information and ideas logically, 4 and 8. So this means that the ideas are in a logical order so that it's easy to read. 7 logically organizes information and ideas. There's clear progression throughout, so the ideas are flowing. You're moving through the essay. 6 arranges information and ideas coherently. There is clear overall progression, so you feel like you're reading, an essay that is like telling a story. Really, stories must have coherence. The ideas must connect and be sequenced logically, and it's a little bit the same here. 5, look, may not write in paragraphs, or paragraphing may be inadequate. So if there are no paragraphs, you're an automatic 5. Or if you write a paragraph that is just one sentence long. So if your introduction is one sentence, you're a 5. If any of the main paragraphs are one sentence, you're a 5. If the conclusion is one sentence, that's okay. So all paragraphs must be more than one sentence, except the conclusion. Okay. 4 presents information and ideas, but these are not arranged coherently. There is no clear progression. So the reader's reading it and it's not going anywhere. There is no progression, no paragraphs. So here's some tips. Do plan your essay. We've talked about this a lot before. You need to go through that thought process, plan your essay. This will help you not only with the task response, with the ideas, it will also help you to have a better structure, which you need here. Do use four paragraphs: introduction, conclusion, main 1, main 2. 2 points, 2 points, 2 ideas. Think about how ideas are connected, and then do use cohesive devices to connect ideas. So cohesive devices are words that create cohesion, which means they create connection. There's a whole other lesson on that. And then do use substitution and reference as well. Again, that's explained in the cohesion lesson. Here's an example. This is what your structure should look like. Introduction, main or body 1, main body 2, conclusion. So now, if you can pause the video, pause the lesson, and take a moment just to read that through. What you need to do here is try to find the ideas. Okay, so if you pause now, then I will explain the ideas to you. Go. Okay, so there are 4 ideas in this essay. The first idea is that about the strong identity of the youth. So in the first line of the second paragraph, strong identity of the youth. Second thing is that there's been a decrease in corporal punishment, which you can see in the middle of paragraph 2. Corporal punishment means smacking, hitting. In the next paragraph, we've got two ideas. The first idea is we should not return to corporal punishment. The fourth idea, the second one in that paragraph, is that we should provide education. So there are the four ideas. Now, let's talk about the introduction. The introduction people find very hard because they're sitting in the test or practicing and they're like, okay, how do I start this? What do I do? What do I talk about? Well, if you go back to our getting ideas lesson, we went through that process: when, where, what, why, how, blah, blah, blah. Often the question when will give you the introduction. So, because that will tell you the history of some idea or some point that we're trying to make. But we just need to make a very general or global statement about the topic. Do not simply rephrase the question. That's not an introduction. If you want to get a 6 or less, okay, if you must. But really it's not helpful. We just need a general or global statement that introduces the topic. It could be some background information. It could be a little bit of history about the situation. We've got some examples coming up, which I'll show you. So that's our first sentence. So the introduction has two sentences. Sentence 1, general or global statement. Sentence 2, opinion. That's it. Essentially, in the introduction, you don't make many points. You're not getting much score for an introduction. So don't waste too much time on it. Remember, you're getting your score for presenting ideas connected to the question and supporting and extending them. You don't do that in the introduction, but you still need an introduction. The reason we put the opinion there is because for a 7 or more, you need a clear position throughout. So the examiner, the reader, must know your opinion from the beginning. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples. We talked about these questions in the first lesson about task response. So these are the same questions. So general or global statement. As more and more people are tertiary educated nowadays, the benefits of this are being questioned. So look at the comparatives in there. Tertiary educated means primary, secondary, tertiary. So tertiary is university. Or university education is widely valued and essential these days by many seeking to start their careers. Okay, so some possible options there. Notice I'm not talking about the aim very much, I'm just introducing the big topic of university. Then, in the essay, we will talk about the specific question. Look at the next one, about education. Education is not a luxury, but a basic human right. So different countries have different education models for their citizens, including both free and paid schooling. Whether or not education should be paid or not varies from country to country. So again, I'm not getting into free education. I'm just saying that different countries have different ways of doing it. That's all. Quite simple. I haven't paraphrased the question. Just an introduction. Here it is. This is our general topic. The next one. Eating a healthy diet is the most important factor. The best way to live a long and healthy life is constantly discussed. True. Since there has been an increase in obesity and other lifestyle-related diseases, there has been plenty of public discussion on the importance of a healthy diet. Okay, so again, pause the lesson if you want to read those more carefully. See the very general introductions. Sentence 2 is an opinion. So we've given a general or global statement. Now we're going to give our opinion. Again, this comes from the planning stage when we were brainstorming. You need to decide on your opinion. is my opinion. University should enable students to get better jobs, but it does also have many other benefits too. My view is that education is one of the most important rights for people if they are to succeed in any way in life, and that it should be free for all. Okay. Example 3, remember the question is the most important factor. I would say that a healthy diet is one of the keys to being healthy, but exercise and a low stress life are also vital. So I'm saying that it's important, but you must also have exercise and good thinking. Cool. Paragraphing. So a paragraph has a structure. It has a topic sentence, a sentence that basically introduces it. Now, this is an important idea for the reading test. Often you need to understand what the paragraph is about in the heading section, when you have to give a heading to different paragraphs. Usually the answer is in the first sentence because paragraph should have a topic sentence, so that's what you need. Topic sentence, and then your point, example, result, and a concluding sentence. So that's the concluding sentence is optional, so don't worry too much about that. Again, point, example, result is what we need to do. Okay, so here's an example. I've deconstructed a paragraph from an essay, the one that we've talked about throughout these lessons. There's the thesis statement, and the point, the example, the result, and the point and the example. Okay, so again, take a moment, pause the lesson and read that more carefully. But you can see the structure of that paragraph there. Okay. We're going to talk about this in a separate video, but just to show you in that paragraph the cohesive devices. I haven't included here the conjunctions, which are also cohesive devices, but I've included the transitions, which is for example and on the other hand, and the pronouns they, and them. Thank you very much. That's the end of that lesson. I hope everything's going well for you. Have a great day.